Have you ever wondered why, despite eating healthily, exercising regularly, and doing everything correctly, your legs seem weaker? Why do the steps feel steeper than before? Why does it take a bit longer now to stand up from a chair compared to the past? Is it merely a result of aging, or could there be an invisible factor quietly affecting you? The answer might surprise you. It is not always about what you are neglecting. Sometimes you are already doing the wrong thing without realizing how harmful it can be. Most elderly people make a subtle mistake daily, believing they are making the right choice because society has always told them that fruits are healthy, natural, and beneficial. While many fruits are indeed good for health, there is a less discussed truth. Not every fruit suits older adults. In fact, some fruits that we eat weekly without hesitation can slowly weaken legs, trigger knee pain, worsen joint swelling, and make walking more difficult. Fruits often praised as healthy might turn out to harm your mobility, stability, and leg strength. You see, as we grow older, our bodies undergo changes, circulation decreases, metabolism slows down, and foods that once helped us can start to cause damage. Certain fruits may look harmless and taste sweet, but they contain acids, carbohydrates, and other compounds that influence blood sugar levels and can lead to problems in the long run. Joint inflammation can gradually weaken your legs without obvious signs. The most concerning part is that the damage happens slowly and often goes unnoticed until suddenly you feel a sharp pain in your calves, constant soreness in your thighs, or an unusual tightness in your knees after just a brief walk. Today, we will uncover the 7 most dangerous fruits that anyone over 60 should avoid, especially if you want to protect your legs from ongoing damage, discomfort, and loss of strength. Despite seeming harmless, none of these fruits are truly safe. After learning this truth, you will never see your fruit bowl the same way again. So stay with me until the very end if you care about your strength and wish to keep your legs stable, strong, and free of pain. Your body might be calling out for this important warning. But before we dive in, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you want to stay informed about your health. Here, we share facts that are rarely talked about, and I want to hear from you. If you feel connected to this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your opinion truly matters. Let's start with the first fruit on our list, which is often praised for its anti-inflammatory properties, but might actually be harming older adults. Let's talk about pineapple. This juicy tropical fruit is popular and flavorful, yet it may quietly contribute to joint issues in seniors. Pineapple has long been praised for its revitalizing effects, and because of a compound called bromelain, it is considered a natural anti-inflammatory agent. However, here comes the surprising part. While many believe pineapple lowers inflammation, it might actually be a hidden problem for older adults. Pineapple contains strong acids and natural sugars. Moreover, these sugars are not as innocent as they seem, especially if you are over 60. Let me explain how this works. As we age, our blood vessels become more fragile and sensitive. They no longer process sugar spikes in the same way. Despite its benefits, pineapple delivers a significant amount of natural sugar to the bloodstream. What happens next is that blood sugar levels rise rapidly. The tiny blood vessels feeding your legs, feet, and muscles can get damaged because of this surge. As circulation worsens over time, less oxygen reaches your legs. This often leads to discomfort, fatigue, and swelling. After a simple walk, you might feel a persistent dragging pain in your legs. Standing can bring stiffness in your knees and sudden soreness in your ankles, even if you have been sitting for hours. There is more to consider. Pineapple is acidic besides being sweet. This acidity can irritate joints, especially if you already suffer from inflammation or arthritis. It intensifies the burning sensation in your ankles, hips, and knees like throwing fuel on a fire. Some people even notice their legs feel heavy after eating pineapple, as if their strength slowly drains away. There is another important point you should consider, especially if you are taking any medications, particularly blood thinners or the enzyme bromelain, which is well known. Certain drugs might interact with these substances, causing their effects to become either dangerously strong or too weak. The most alarming concern is that pineapple does not cause any clear or immediate negative reactions. It does not provoke pain or obvious warnings, but works quietly over time until you notice you cannot move as freely as before. The saddest truth is that many elderly people do not realize that the fruit they consume for its health benefits could actually contribute to the gradual weakening they experience in their legs each year. So what can you do about it? You do not have to stop eating pineapple completely, but it is essential to be aware and speak up, especially if you have persistent leg pain or unexplained swelling. The damage caused by pineapple is subtle yet real. Now, if a fruit known for its anti-inflammatory qualities like pineapple can negatively affect aging legs, what about the next fruit? It is soft, delicious, popular for enhancing muscle strength and potassium levels, but it may also be misleading. Let us talk about bananas. Bananas, the so-called muscle supporter, sweet and rich in potassium, are generally considered beneficial. They are said to boost energy, prevent cramps, and aid muscle function. However, the scenario is different when it comes to older adults, because bananas contain natural sugars that digest quickly, which might have unintended effects on seniors. Bananas are rich in carbohydrates, which means that right after consuming them, your blood sugar rises and your body starts to develop resistance to insulin. When this happens repeatedly, the bloodstream weakens and inflammation grows. Your legs can suffer as a consequence, causing a dull ache when walking or climbing stairs, a heavy feeling after meals, and stiffness in your calves. But the story doesn't stop there. Bananas also promote water retention, especially if you have heart issues, leading to stiff joints, swollen feet, and swollen ankles. These effects happen quietly. You might think they benefit your muscles, so you keep eating them, but they could gradually be draining your strength. The worst part is that the impact isn't immediate. Over time, consuming bananas could make movement more difficult and increase pain if your legs often feel heavy, achy, or swollen. Bananas may not be as friendly as they seem. What if a smaller fruit could cause similar problems? Bananas are often praised for supporting muscles, but they might actually be triggering joint discomfort. Let's turn to grapes now. These tiny fruits may look innocent, but they have a strong inflammatory effect. Grapes are small, juicy, and easy to snack on with a solid reputation for heart health thanks to their antioxidants. However, most people, especially the elderly, remain unaware of their potential downsides. Some individuals might experience mild leg discomfort, stiffness, and swelling after eating grapes. Why is this happening? Grapes contain fructose, a compound that can cause problems when consumed in large amounts. This sugar is processed directly by the liver, turning into fat and uric acid. When the liver cannot cope with the excess fructose, the trouble begins, especially in areas such as the toes, ankles, and knees. Uric acid builds up in these joints, leading to a recurring burning sensation and swelling that results in persistent pain, making even gentle walking a challenge. Have you ever felt that sharp agony in your big toe at night or unexpected tightness in your calves? It might be caused by merely eating a handful of grapes, which increases uric acid levels. But the effects do not stop there. Fructose also exacerbates chronic inflammation in your body, resulting in slower movements, heightened pressure, and stiffness. Grapes are easy to overconsume since they are small and tempting to eat quickly. Before noticing it, you might have eaten 2 or 3 cups. The sugar content rises rapidly in this way. So, while grapes might seem like a healthy option, they can subtly reduce the flexibility and comfort of your legs as you get older. You now understand the potential hidden consequences behind this sweet fruit, especially if you regularly eat grapes and suffer from increasing stiffness and swelling. Nonetheless, there are other tasty fruits that can be enjoyed without these drawbacks. Another harmful fruit besides grapes is watermelon, known for its vibrant and juicy appearance. It is famous for its hydrating properties, but do not be fooled by this reputation. Inside, it behaves like sugar, even though its taste is mostly water. Let us explore watermelon, the fourth fruit on our list, often mistaken as a pure hydrator. This refreshing symbol of summer might actually be quietly harming your legs, which seems strange because almost everyone considers watermelon a safe and low-calorie way to stay hydrated since it primarily consists of water. Here is the surprising truth. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, meaning it raises blood sugar levels quickly, similar to candy. Older adults are especially vulnerable to the negative effects of these frequent sugar spikes, notably in their legs. When blood sugar rises sharply, the body releases insulin, but as people age, insulin regulation becomes less effective. This dysfunction causes inflammation, especially in areas with poor circulation. Where does this show up? It affects your calves, ankles, and knees. After eating watermelon, you may feel your legs tire rapidly, experience a dull ache when walking shortly, or notice persistent swelling around your ankles. Tasks like climbing stairs can feel as exhausting as scaling a mountain. Although watermelon has a light and airy texture, it acts like a subtle trap that slowly weakens your legs. Since it is juicy and refreshing, many consume large amounts easily, often with just one slice enough to start this effect. When you add sugar repeatedly, stress levels rise, which drives up inflammation. This can trick you into thinking you are simply drinking water, but in reality, your blood sugar spikes. Instead, your circulation struggles, and your legs begin to suffer as a consequence. So does watermelon truly help older adults stay hydrated, or does every bite quietly worsen their movement discomfort? If the watermelon on your plate seems inconsistent and your legs have been feeling more fatigued lately, it might be time to reconsider this fruit's place in your diet. Now, let us shift our attention to a fruit often connected with vitamin C and good health, orange. Found in juices, immunity boosters, and breakfast meals, oranges are widely believed to enhance immune function due to their vitamin content. However, seniors may face an acidic impact on their joints from this seemingly beneficial fruit. Oranges are the fifth fruit in this discussion. Their vibrant scent is familiar, and they are everywhere in supplements and morning meals. But for those over 60, the acid present in the citrus might be hiding an unpleasant truth. This acidity can provoke subtle joint inflammation. If your body already fights stiffness, arthritis, or existing inflammation, the acid in oranges might cause increased discomfort. You might notice your knees feeling stiff upon waking, or persistent aches in your hips, along with that uneasy sensation in your legs after sitting for a long time. Reduced mobility and increased swelling might lead you to think it's just part of getting older. Yet, that healthy routine of having orange juice every morning could actually be contributing to the very discomfort you are trying to avoid. Here's what happens. The citric acid in oranges affects more than just the stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can irritate the delicate tissues in your joints. Furthermore, when combined with the fruit's natural sugars, it causes fluctuations in your blood sugar levels, which triggers inflammation throughout your body. As a result, every movement feels heavier and more painful because the inflammation spreads to your knees, ankles, and calves. Oranges might not be harmful for younger people, But in older adults with aging joints and slower blood circulation, the impact gradually worsens. The most challenging part is that you believe this practice is beneficial, since oranges have long been linked with health. Now you understand they might actually harm your well-being. So what should you do next? The next fruit to consider looks pristine, green, crisp, and lower in sugar. Many think it's a safe choice, but it hides something that can cause nighttime cramps, stiff knees, and aching hips. Let's talk about green apples. These apples are the sixth fruit and a hidden culprit behind leg pain. They look fresh, clean, and natural, and most people, especially seniors, consider them safe and healthy. Green apples are often viewed as a healthier choice because their taste is less sweet, giving the impression of a low-sugar snack that is good for you. However, many people do not realize that these green fruits might quietly lead to feelings of tiredness, stiffness, and leg discomfort. The main culprits are malic acid and hidden natural sugars. First, let's focus on malic acid, which gives green apples their characteristic tart flavor. While this acid might benefit younger individuals, it can be tough on digestion as we grow older since our gut lining becomes more delicate. Moreover, malic acid can irritate body tissues like joints after consumption. Some seniors notice sharp pain in their hips or thighs, while others feel warmth in their feet or tightness in their knees. These effects might not appear immediately, but tend to worsen over time as the acid builds up, causing pain to become more frequent. Now, turning to the sugar content in green apples. Although they do not taste as sweet as red apples, they still hold natural sugars. These sugars can cause blood sugar levels to fluctuate, especially for older adults whose metabolism slows down. Symptoms may include tired calves, leg cramps at night, morning stiffness, or weakness when climbing stairs. What makes the issue particularly difficult is that green apples are often eaten raw, either as snacks or even just before bedtime. Consequently, the body repeatedly faces these effects. Although green apples seem wholesome and fresh, they might quietly be making mobility more difficult. Stiff joints and restless evenings tend to plague aging bodies. What about a tropical fruit that is both rich and extremely sweet, yet can provoke these problems? This basic fruit, admired by many, is worth examining closely. Let's talk about the true powerhouse of sugar, the mango. The mango, the seventh fruit, delivers a powerful sugar hit that affects your joints. Juicy, tender, and almost candy-like. It is a fruit loved by nearly everyone, especially during the summer. Here is the reality. Despite its popularity, the mango may be one of the most damaging fruits for older adults who suffer from joint weakness and leg discomfort. Why? Because it contains a large amount of natural sugar. Not just a small quantity, but a considerable sugar load that causes a rapid and steep rise in blood sugar. While a young and active person under 30 years old might manage this spike fairly well, after 60, metabolism shifts significantly. This sugar surge triggers an insulin response followed by a crash. And each time this happens, your body generates inflammation deep within your joints, especially in the soft tissue around ankles, hips, and knees. If you have nerve issues, you might notice a burning feeling in your toes, persistent tingling, swelling around your feet in the evenings, or a creeping heaviness in your legs. Because mango feels light, tastes fresh, and does not seem like a heavy snack, it is easy to eat large amounts. Unfortunately, consuming more only worsens the problem. That is the key point to remember. The feeling of lightness has no connection to the body itself, but is triggered by the sugar it contains. Over time, this sugar might lead to joint discomfort, slow movement, and unstable legs. Many seniors eat mangoes believing they are a natural treat. While they are indeed natural, Naturalness does not always mean harmless, especially for those with fragile circulation and aging joints. Now you have a complete understanding. Despite their reputation as healthy, certain fruits can be harmful for individuals over 60. Here is the positive side. Some fruits actually have beneficial effects. They help maintain strong, stable legs, ease joint pain, and fight inflammation. Let us look at these healing alternatives and understand what older adults should include in their diet instead. Now that you know which fruits to avoid, let's explore what you can enjoy. Consuming the right fruits is not only satisfying, but also helps your body recover. First, consider berries such as blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. These small fruits are powerful anti-inflammatory agents. They gently regulate blood sugar levels, are rich in antioxidants, and have low sugar content. Most importantly, they improve blood flow, especially in the legs, making movement easier, reducing stiffness, and decreasing swelling. Next are cherries, but in moderation. Cherries may lower uric acid levels, which decreases the chances of gout and joint pain flare-ups. They soothe aching joints and relieve the burning sensation often felt in the knees or toes. Just a small handful can make a difference. Cherries may offer some relief, but not a large quantity can bring significant benefit. Then comes the avocado. This fruit is truly remarkable and ranks among the best for maintaining healthy joints. The reason lies in its richness in beneficial fats that help to reduce inflammation within the body and provide cushioning for your joints. Moreover, avocados support insulin balance, delivering consistent energy without causing spikes in blood sugar levels. Are you looking for something gentle on digestion? Try papaya, a soft tropical fruit with enzymes that not only ease inflammation but also aid digestion. Papaya is gentle on aging joints and kind to the stomach. Additionally, consider consuming pears along with a little fiber or protein. Pears offer a mild sweetness that energizes your body without being excessively sugary or overburdening your legs. Instead of working against your body, these fruits support it. They do not cause discomfort or swelling. Rather, they help your body find strength, balance, and calmness. Remember, it is not just about eating fruit, but choosing the ones that suit your current age and condition. When you consciously make these choices, you begin to notice more stable steps, smoother movements, and clearer mornings. Let me finish with some parting thoughts and a personal message for you. One thing is clear. If you have read this far, you care about your future, your strength, and your well-being. Health is something I want you to fully understand. It is not too late for you to make changes. There is still time to improve your well-being. You are not alone in this struggle. Aging brings challenges, the aches, the stiffness, and the worry about falling. These feelings may even make you think your body is fading away. However, the truth is that you can take control by making thoughtful, small changes instead of drastic actions. One meal, one fruit, and one choice at a time can lead the way. The fruits we talked about today are not harmful, but they might no longer be the best option for your health, and that is perfectly okay. Growing older does not mean giving up. Instead, it means becoming wiser. You will start to notice a positive shift when you begin to eat more consciously and choose foods that support your strength, circulation, and joint health. This will result in less pain, greater flexibility, easier mornings, and lighter steps. This message is meant to inspire, not to frighten or limit you. Now, I would love to hear from you. Share in the comments what you learned and what changes you are willing to make. Since growth happens when we help each other, please support this community. If this video helped you or even just opened your eyes a little, hit the like button. Subscribe so you do not miss any information that could transform your health. Before leaving, Please type 1 if this video was useful or 0 if it was not. You may not realize how crucial this is. Your remark encourages staying strong and aware, reminding us to hold on to our resilience. It insists on never losing sight of the fact that our autonomy relies on our own mobility and strength. In essence, it speaks to the power of self-reliance and the importance of maintaining a vigilant mindset throughout life's challenges.